is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
These are good problems to have, right? So much success that you have more than one place to be.
5-3, touchdown, Oregon.
Off a dribble, launches, and hits the three. Oregon leads.
What a great opportunity it is to be able to play at University of Oregon.
I'm just incredibly proud to be a part of something like this.
She wants another three. Oh, three in a row.
Swing and a miss. Oregon is headed to the Super Regional.
Fans being out there making this a great impact.
We are so privileged and so fortunate. We get to see all these young people. We get to see this incredible growth, which is what college is all about.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
Game day eve, Joey Mack, Jerry Allen, Mike Jorgensen, and Ben. Okay, guys, Ben didn't make the trip. Kirk Herbstreit's dog, but don't worry, we got him a jersey. Head to social media, you'll see a little bit of fun. Our director of positivity. See what we did there?
That's pretty cute. That is good.
I cannot take credit for that. That's Brooke Robinson and her team that came up with that. So first 300 fans, I believe, in attendance for game day tomorrow, 6 to 9 a.m. on ESPN from the University of Oregon campus, Lillis Business Complex in the background. You get a free Ben poster.
Is he going to sign him?
Well, he's not here. But Kirk might. I don't know.
I know. That's, Herbstreit.
Yeah, I could see Kirk doing that.
I could see him doing that, yeah.
There you go.
ESPN's College Game Day coming up tomorrow morning. 4:30 on NBC, big-time kickoff, Oregon, Ohio State, top 3 matchup. The nation's eyes will be on this game. We'll have a 2:30 pregame show across the Oregon Sports Network. Oregon soccer with a draw against the number 5 team in the country last night as part of Mighty Big Week. Oregon volleyball coming off a sweep. Both of those teams will be in action as well on Sunday. And we'll have some updates on GoDucks.com coming shortly. The Dellinger Invitational going on for cross country out in Springfield. Some updates on that for you. Game day timeline, ESPN live from 6 to 9 a.m. as the Ducks face Ohio State. I imagine that parking lots will be open, when they open, parking lots will be pretty full.
There'll be lines.
Quickly.
There'll be lines of people
early.
waiting to get in.
Yeah, so I have a feeling that when things get going, parking lots about 10:30.
Weather's perfect.
Weather's going to be perfect. So it'll be 74 degrees at kickoff. 10:30. 10:30, the parking lots open. 1:30, the Mashofsky Center opens. March to Victory not long after the Mo opens. 2:15 about for the March to Victory. The Ducks will go through the Mo, of course. 3 o'clock, the Seating Bowl at Autzen Stadium opens. And then kickoff at 4:30. The featured concession item, I'm told it's brisket. Available at Oregon Smoke Stand. Section 36, the club room and the charter box. And Sarge would like us to tell you, you got to get it before it sells out because it will sell out.
I just gained 3 pounds looking at the picture of it. Yeah,
so we had the brisket the first game of the year, and I'm hopeful that Sarge may bring brisket in for lunch today.
But I will take whatever.
It doesn't matter what he brings. It's always
We'll
delicious.
hear from John Sargent, Director of Concessions, coming up. All right, we're going to make some Big Ten picks. It is a huge week for Oregon athletics. A lot going on. Nation's eyes are on this one, right?
Yeah, it's what you want it to be. Okay, people say, "Oh gosh, aren't you nervous? Do you want this? Doesn't it put more pressure on you? Do you want to be ranked high? You don't want to." Yeah, you do, because if you are, that means you are good. You've earned that opportunity, and Oregon's earned that opportunity. So has Ohio State. So for the highest 2 ranked teams ever to play in Autzen Stadium, go, yes, this is what you want. Now, you got to take care of business. You can have fun all week. You can have fun tailgating. But once you get in Autzen Stadium as a fan, you are that, well, we used to call it the 12th man. It's going to be really critical. That noise has got to be louder than it ever has been before. And, Georgie, I can't wait for it.
Oh, I mean, I just cannot wait for the rumble of the motorcycle, right, before it comes out on the field. Yeah. The opportunity, we get a chance to be able to watch that from way up high, seeing the team come right out onto the field with the motorcycle leading the way and the crowd. It's just, I'll tell you what I do, and I don't know if you see me do it, Jerry. Every time that the team comes on, I go like this.
He takes his headset off.
Yeah, to listen.
Yep.
I want to hear the noise because it is just deafening, and it sets the tone for what's going to happen. And, Jerry, you said it perfectly. It's what these guys have worked for. It's why the top student-athletes, the top football players in the country go to the Ohio States and go to the Oregons because they know if they work hard, generally they're going to play in a game like this once every couple of 2 or 3 years. A lot of big games, but not as big in Eugene as number 2 versus number 3. It's pretty special and can't wait.
How much does that noise – like, how much do you gauge off of that when you take your headset off? I've always wanted to ask you this because I see you do it every time. Like, the variance is probably significant in some games.
Yeah, I mean, it just, for me, it gives me a real feel for – because it does differ from time to time where it's loud. Don't get me wrong. It's loud every single time. But there's a certain volume that steps up for the big games, for the really big games. And I want to hear that just to know that the fans are into it. And, the fans are always into it, but – then there's another level that the fans are into it, and that's what I'm expecting to hear tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, we could break down a lot of keys to the game, and there are a lot of them. We'll do that now. I think that let's just get the obvious ones out of the way. Win in the trenches, win the turnover battle, hit a few explosion plays.
Oh, Sarge is here
and
off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, there you go. Those are the keys to the game.
That's right.
Sarge is here. So he brought a cart.
The key is
that's
the food.
Always, that's
the key
always
to the game is right
that's
there.
Good.
Food. All right. We've got ourselves – oh, goodness. He's got Celsius, first of all, for the entire intern crew.
I thought it was for you guys. You're going to run out of energy this week.
Oh, thank you, Sarge. Thank you for that. And he brought brisket.
Yes.
He brought brisket. Oh, thanks, Sarge.
Yep, toss it on over here. There you go. Wow.
Jerry hasn't had it yet.
No, I haven't.
That's right.
Well, he said he's already gained 3 pounds looking at the picture that we showed of it.
That's
so
right.
Look at that.
I forgot that Jerry wasn't here.
Yeah, so I need 2.
I
need to make up
when we had the brisket, Jerry wasn't here. I forgot.
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
Do you actually need 2? No,
I don't need to.
No. Sarge, can you put one up? Or no, Ryan's here. Ryan, Marionberry Barbecue. Here you go. Ryan, go ahead. Put one up in front of the camera, will you?
Marionberry barbecue sauce.
Look at that. Look at that. The barbecue, kettle chips for the side. And Sarge got the mic.
You want some of this?
Yeah, I do.
Here. So Sarge, what should we know, huh?
Brisket.
Okay. Sarge, it's been a pleasure working with you, buddy. I appreciate it. How many briskets do you have for the week?
I actually did 18 more this week than we had last week. Last week we sold right into halftime and sold out, so that was a good spot for us. So this week I've got 52 briskets that are ready to go. Well, or will be ready to go, I should say.
Here's the napkins. Here you go.
It's going to be a fun day.
So 52 briskets. How many people? How many platters does that work out to?
About 600.
600 brisket plates. 600 brisket plates.
Don't whisper it.
Okay.
And that Marionberry barbecue sauce, you need to give that a try.
Okay.
So that's Marionberry, coffee.
Coffee?
Oh, yeah.
Got a little sting to it.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. Good?
Yeah.
You slathered.
I already slathered over it. Yeah.
Hand it over to Jorgie.
I put some
already
on.
got it. Yeah.
Ryan!
I'm going to give it a minute before I start eating it.
You just splattered barbecue sauce all over yourself. You didn't.
Where's the bib today?
Where's the bib today?
Today's a bib day.
I'm so nervous about this week. I'm not doing everything I normally do.
Yeah, that's something. Hey, what else should fans know? What do you expect?
I expect it to be busy.
Yeah.
I expect long lines.
Okay.
I just
get there early.
Get in early. Get in line. That's when the lines are going to be the shortest. Get your brisket. Get your beer. Get your seat. And let's watch a game tomorrow.
I love that. John Sargent.
I've got my brisket. I've got my seat. Where's the beer?
Tomorrow.
The head of hanger management here at the University of Oregon Athletic Department. Sarge, you excited?
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
This is a good game.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a mighty big week.
See what you did there.
Yeah.
See what you did there. Saul, I'm just going to warn you for what I'm about to ask him to do. You may have to turn down microphone volumes. We don't want to break another microphone here. Sarge, can you just bless us with one of your loudest?
I don't want to scare Jerry.
Yeah, my blood pressure's been up too high many times when you sneak up behind me and yell,
"Go Ducks!"
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was good. You caught it. Good work, Saul. Saul's running the audio board. Thank you, Sarge.
You're the man.
Thank you.
Oh, my
Celsius for the interns. Huh?
Thanks, Sarge.
Thanks, Sarge. Oh, yeah. That's going to need some energy
Doesn't get
tomorrow.
any better.
Going to need some energy tomorrow.
Doesn't
All
get
right,
any better,
now,
man.
keys to the game.
Okay.
One of the keys. Oh, gosh. Whoop. One of the keys, of course, is John Sargent. He's the best. Now, talk about those three that I think come up all the time. And winning in the trenches, that physicality, explosive plays, win the turnover battle. Guys, I kind of feel like this is one of those games that if you get to 30, go Ducks, Sarge. Love it. I kind of feel like if you get to 30 by winning in those categories, you got a good chance to win a game like this. Two rosters that are very, very similar. You go position by position, very similar in talent base. What do you think?
Yeah, I think these two teams, I don't want to say mirror each other, but both are loaded with talent in the trenches and in the skill positions. At the quarterback, I mean, these are two teams that are number 2, number 3 for a reason. They're very, very good teams. Now, the one thing I'm going to be watching for this week that I don't normally talk about, Jorgie mentions it, and that is don't get behind the chains. Okay, first down, positive yardage, because Ohio State's defense is built to come. And if you get behind the chains, that means that you're going to see pressure, and that disrupts an offense. So for me, Jorgie, that's one of my big keys to the game. Don't get behind the chains this week.
Yeah, be good in those early downs.
Early downs.
You have to be, because Ohio State's defense, we get to see Oregon's defense week in and week out, how well they performed. Ohio State statistically is another notch up, and they got the players to be able to do it just like Oregon does. And so anytime either offense is good on first and second down, it's going to really stress the defense a lot. The other thing you don't want to do offensively, if you're either offense, is get behind the chains, because the defense is going to stress you a lot. And so, Jerry, I think you're right on target there. Joey, your second one to me is the biggest piece of it, the explosion plays.
Yeah.
You got to have them, and you can't give them up. And there are some big playmakers for the Ohio State Buckeyes. There's big playmakers for Oregon. Who makes them and who doesn't? The other one for me, I'm going to go away from the line of scrimmage, because I'm always going to say run the frickin' ball, but don't turn the ball over. You can't afford turnovers to take away points or give short field to Ohio State for them to be able to get points. You just cannot give up points that way, whether it's down in the red zone when you're going in to score, or somewhere in the middle of the field that gives the easy scores to Ohio State.
Dusty Hare and I were talking about this, that the Ducks have actually handled some of those sudden changes in games often. It's been the interceptions, and that kind of speaks to what you're talking about, right, with the turnovers. And I think how these two talented teams handle that sudden change, that's one of my keys in this game. If there's a turnover, how does your defense respond? If you force a turnover, can your offense capitalize? I feel like taking advantage of opportunities in a game that might have razor-thin margins, that might be the most obvious key out there, but it's a big one.
What's interesting about the interceptions, Jerry, you talk about the sudden change that Oregon's defense has done so good a job on, and yet with the interceptions in particular, they haven't had to come in a sudden change situation there. Those were just points you felt like you
could have put them away.
You flushed them down the toilet.
Right. Well, and I think especially in the red zone, right? You've been able to handle it defensively.
Yeah.
So
Ohio State has been they're 25 out of 26 touchdowns, I think, in the red zone. Only one field goal. Almost every time they get to the red zone, they score. So you don't want to give them an extra opportunity. The team that gives the other offense an extra opportunity with the ball through an interception or a fumble, particularly in field position, is going to have a big advantage.
Yeah, I think, too, as I continue to think about, what keys are and what happens throughout the course of a game, I mean, guys, maybe the biggest one, too, is that this is a home field advantage. The Ducks won a few years ago in Columbus, and so I think that the crowd matters. Be an active participant. I'll just tell you, the marketing crew has some fun things in store.
Good.
Fun things in store coming up for this game, 4:30 kickoff at Autzen. So be an active participant, right? I mean, that fires up the team. Make it a home field advantage, because that can give you a few points.
Yeah, difference maker.
When it all comes down to it. Yeah. Now, a few other things. One, the brisket is really good. Also, Classy Duck, great YouTube username, by the way. Classy Duck, where can I find this in the club? I believe it's at the main concessions item in the club. I will text Sarge and try to find out specifically. We'll go through a few more things and make some picks. Did you guys eat any yet?
I just tasted it.
Did he bring any knives? Uh-oh.
You get fingers.
Just make a sandwich out of it and eat it. That's what I'm going to do.
You sure you didn't bring the bib?
I didn't bring the bib.
All right. We're going to get time. Stuck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. The guest picker might be Ben. Who knows? Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
I can't believe you didn't bring the bib.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Back to the Country Financial Studios in 60 seconds. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We're in the Country Financial Studio. I don't even know how to interpret our...
Well, we don't have Scott here drawing pictures for us, and so that's
Scott,
part of the problem right there.
So Scott Phillips, he's out on assignment, and, he's usually the artist.
He's an amazing artist.
He is a really good artist.
He's an amazing artist.
He's good.
Who drew that? Did you just draw that? Right?
Ryan.
You notice how they're straight lines?
Straight lines, yeah.
Straight lines. Was
at least the line was straight.
Yeah.
My lines are not.
Was that like a bar graph of some sort where we were doing
bar graph.
Okay.
Yeah. Comparison bar graph.
I think it was a nice bar graph.
Jorgie, Jerry Allen, Joey Mack, Country Financial Studio, Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. All right, great comment on YouTube. Doug, my first takeaway from last week, neither of you did the Jorgie laugh well. That's hard to do. It's hard to do. All right, but Joey, I feel, did the best Jorgie impression. Yeah! Thank you, Doug.
There's no doubt about it.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah.
Does Jorgie remember what he called Jerry? Have you guys moved past this?
Okay, let's do some picks.
Okay. Well, I did some checking with Joey because I didn't know what everybody picked, but I did say, did anybody pick them? And he said no, and so I've removed you from the Husky Lover list, okay? I've removed you.
I didn't sleep for 2 nights.
2 nights. Oh, it was classic. All right, so we'll talk more Oregon, Ohio State. It's a big weekend, though, around college football. It's funny that, there's always those weekends where the schedules just seem to line up across conferences where you get a lot of these big-time matchups.
Good matchups.
This is one of those weekends. So coming off of last week, we all made really boring picks. Everybody went 5-2. I have a 2-game lead on Jorgie and a 3-game lead on Jerry. The coin, right at 50%.
Wow.
The coin is right at 50%. Are you on flip duty today?
Yeah, I got.
Okay.
Got that.
So the coin's right at 50%, and we have a lot of great games. So where we're at, I got to pick first, then Jorgie, then Jerry, then the coin for this week's pick order. Tonight,
Hey, by the way, was there any carryovers from last week?
What do you mean?
From your being able to take a pass on a game and
no,
defer?
we used it.
He used it. Okay.
He used it.
Okay.
I thought we couldn't carry them over anymore, Jorgie.
Oh, I don't remember. I thought we could.
I thought we could. But bottom line is what you're saying is he didn't.
No, he did not.
Okay,
no.
that was my question. You took it
took
it a whole different direction. I just wanted you to answer my question.
I still have my one deferral for this week.
From week 1?
No, this week. I get my deferral this week as
we
person
could vote,
picking
we could
first.
vote that down.
We could vote that away altogether if we need to. But make your pick.
Yeah, no.
Northwestern, 5 o'clock tonight, visiting Maryland on Fox Sports 1. Ooh. Northwestern is 2-3. Maryland is 3-2. It's in Maryland. Expected to be kind of a low-scoring game, according to the odds makers. Guys, I'm going to take Maryland. Maryland's going to move to 4-2, and one of these teams has to pick up their first Big Ten win. Maryland gets their first Big Ten win tonight at home.
I'm going with the home team.
The home team.
I think the home team is going to take care of business, and it's amazing. Northwestern has played in a lot of really close games at home, low scoring. I don't think they do so well on the road, and that's why I'm taking Maryland.
Yep.
Okay, well,
take the risk.
Yeah, no, Terrapin throw and run the ball really, really well. The quarterback, Billy Edwards, 72%, 11 touchdowns, only a couple of picks. 3 running backs average over 5 yards a carry. I mean, they're a good offense, and Northwestern struggles to run and throw the ball, so it's got to be easily Maryland.
Coin.
Right. Coin. Woo! Let's go Tails.
Road team.
Out of way.
Northwestern. Let's go Coin. Make that pick.
Yeah.
9 a.m. on Fox. Washington. Iowa. 4-2 Washington, 2-1 in the Big Ten. I think this is a huge game for Washington. Mm-hmm. I think this is a massive game for Washington. Honestly, one that Washington may have to get if they want to be where they want to be at the end of the year. So Will Rogers has thrown for over 1,600 yards and has been really efficient. 12 touchdowns, only 1 interception for the Huskies. They've been in some close games. They've dropped some close games. Going on the road's tough. Against an Iowa team, guys, that we talked about this. They had the rivalry loss. Maybe you forgive the rivalry loss. But they got just smoked by Ohio State last week. Gave up 35 points, only scored 7. I think this is a really low-scoring game. I think it's going to come down to maybe who has the ball last. It honestly might be exactly like the Washington and Rutgers game, the way that these two teams match up against each other. I'm going to take Iowa at home in a very, very low-scoring game, but I think if Washington scores 20, they win.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, the reason why I can't take Washington is because then I would be accused of being a Husky lover. So I'll never be able to take them the whole season, even if they're supposed to win. It'll be kind of like my Oregon State picks.
Are you saying that you'll never pick them again?
Never pick them again. But yeah, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Though now it's a different team, but I'll never pick them again. And so I thought, they got a nice dress rehearsal of the Iowa team last week playing Michigan at home. Very one-dimensional, at least for half the game until they substituted in a new quarterback, but very run-heavy. That's what they're going to be. Michigan, a stout defense, and yet Washington scored enough points last week at home to be able to beat them. But I still think the home field advantage for Iowa is going to be the difference. To me, Michigan's defense is good, if not great, particularly at home, not on the road. Iowa's at home. I think their defense plays better. I think they play better as a team. I'm taking the Hawkeyes.
It's a tough pick, though.
It is.
There's a lot of tough games this week.
I could see Washington winning the game.
Yeah.
And frankly, I got to tell you, hats off. I didn't think they would be anything like they are so far this year with the defections and all the players that left that team and a new head coach and the way that they played this year. I'm surprised, frankly.
Will Rogers has been the difference. Will Rogers, I think, has been the difference. I mean, you mentioned it. Throws the ball well, 12 touchdowns, only 1 interception. And Jonah Coleman can run the ball over 7 yards a carry. So Washington's got an offense. But I just think that Iowa's defense will match that offense. The problem for Iowa is they can't throw the ball. They've got to run the ball. So if they can run the ball, they'll keep the ball away from Washington, which will keep the low score, and I think they have a chance to win it. At home gives them the edge, and that's why I'm going to pick Iowa as well.
Dang, I thought someone would take
the
Huskies, honestly.
I came that close.
I never will because he'll call me a Husky
right,
lover
yeah, me
again,
too.
So.
I would have taken Washington, but what I've accused of him of being, I can't all of a sudden just do the flip-flop and become him.
Kettle, meat pot.
That was very well done.
Coin?
The coin is deferring this week.
Jeez.
It is a tails, and that is
UW. All right. Those are two good 9 a.m. games, though, to watch after game day is here in Eugene. And just looking at this is interesting, looking at the those of you that are watching live on YouTube, the crew is putting in polls, and 69% says Iowa. So everybody took Maryland. Yeah, everybody. Then the 12:30 window gets rolling after those two 9 a.m. games in the Big Ten Conference. On CBS, number 4 Penn State, 5-0, 2-0 in Big Ten play, visiting USC, 3-2, 1-2 in conference action. Tremendous opportunity for USC maybe to get something done. USC loses this game. They're at 500 halfway through the year. I'm going to borrow a point from you, Jorgie. If you told me that Washington would be in a better position in the Big Ten standings than USC right now, I don't know if I would have believed you, especially after I thought USC's defense looked real good in the first 3 games of the season. Yeah. They've lost a couple close ones. I think this is going to be a really, really close game. But right now, I can't trust USC in these picks. So I'm going Penn State. Penn State gets bowl eligible in this game with their 6th win of the season.
Oh, man, I'll tell you. So you just took the words out of my mouth in relation to trusting USC and wanting to pick them. The thing that makes it so tough with USC, too, is the pressure is beginning to build, and it just continues to build because in their last 12, they're 5-7.
I know.
And the expectation is when you hire a coach like that you're at least in the playoffs. And now that it's expanding to 12 teams, and they're in a position right now where they're essentially out of the playoffs, and yet they're trying to survive right now. So I just think the pressure continues to build. Penn State is a really good defensive team. I think they're good enough offensively to go to the Coliseum and take out the Trojans, and I just don't trust USC.
But if they do win, boy, that could be a skyrocket point for USC.
Yeah, it could be.
This might be the biggest game of the year for them.
Lincoln Riley needs this win. He needs this win. Pressure's beginning to be talked about. I just think that Penn State's Drew Aller really, really good. They're very balanced. Penn State runs the ball and passes the ball equally. Not a great offense, but balanced, and so a little tougher to defend. I think Miller Moss is doing okay. He's not doing great. He was better early in the season. And USC's defense is better, but it's not better enough. I don't think they can get it. I think Penn State gets this win as well. All right?
Wow. I like that, better enough.
Better enough.
Usually I say good enough. I'm going to start saying better enough.
They're better, but they're not better enough.
No. I like that. That's a good way to say it.
Okay, the coin. Heads.
USC.
Home team.
Coin can make some moves this week based on the picks. I just like everyone to remember for just a second, though, we are better than a coin flip. By a significant margin right now.
Thank goodness.
Sometimes not much, but yeah.
Well, last week, we were 1 game better than the coin.
Like I said, not much.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
This year, I'm doing a little digging. This year, the coin has not been better than us, and it hasn't been close in a given week. Oh. We have not had a week where the coin.
So last week was pretty much the closest it's been.
Yeah, I'm removing when Chris was the guest picker. That doesn't count.
Okay, now last year, did the coin beat one of us, didn't it?
It's happened twice.
Can't remember who it beat.
Wasn't me.
It's most likely me.
Sitting to my left or right?
Yeah, I'll take credit for it. When you go
But you gambled because we're late in the season and you're trying to make a comeback.
No, there was one. It was week 5.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
I didn't do any gambling.
Jerry, Jorgie, and Joey, when we come back, more picks of the week brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort, best in the Northwest. Our Big Ten picks, Oregon, Ohio State coming up. Keep it here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear autumn leaves, you won't be covering roads alone this season. Take on fall in the powerful Toyota Tundra or tackle trails in a Tacoma. Head to Toyota.com for more info. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear autumn leaves, you won't be covering roads alone this season. Take on fall in the powerful Toyota Tundra or tackle trails in a Tacoma. Head to Toyota.com for more info. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider continues from the Country Financial Studios in 1 minute on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack, Jerry Allen, Mike Jorgensen in the Country Financial Studio. So Scott Phillips is out on assignment. Who's winning the production pickup? Ryan? Caden! 87% on the picks from Caden.
Really?
Well done. So Caden actually has got a better rate right now than anybody in the room.
Ooh.
Well done, Caden. Well done.
No, you're not going to join us and be a part
of
it.
I started chatting with him before the show.
Yeah,
That's right.
Oh, there you go.
Caden's directing the show today, one of our Quack Video finest. Picks of the week brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort, the best in the Northwest. All right, continuing. So far, everyone's gone Maryland, Penn State, Iowa. The coin has gone Northwestern, USC, Washington. Could be a big week for the coin.
That's right.
Big week for the coin. On Fox Sports 1, also in the 12:30 window, Purdue, Oregon's next opponent in a Friday game, 1-4, 0-2 in Big Ten play for Purdue, visiting Illinois, the number 23 team in the country, 4-1, 1-1 in Big Ten play. Illinois in a landslide.
They're playing well.
They are.
Illinois is playing well, and I agree with you. Purdue is not playing well at all, let alone being on the road at Illinois. And I just think the Fighting Illini keep it going. The home team.
Yeah,
I'm taking Illinois.
Admittedly, guys, the only game of Purdue's that I've watched thus far was against Oregon State, and I still just had that left a sour taste in a lot of Boilermaker fans' mouths, didn't it?
Yeah, that's an easy pick. Yeah, Illinois is playing too good at football right now. Purdue's playing too bad at football, and that equates to a lopsided win. Illinois. Okay, coin heads.
Home team. Illinois.
Okay.
Well, then the next game would be, did I skip one?
Wisconsin and Rutgers?
I did. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's good. I thought you were saving it for, one of the best.
Do you want to save that one for last? Is that the toughest pick?
Well, I think it's a tough pick.
Minnesota, UCLA is a tough pick, too.
Yeah.
I skipped one again. Sorry, guys. Ryan's looking at me like I'm putting the polls in. You did it wrong. Sorry. My fault. What do you want to do now?
I think we save Wisconsin Rutgers
I do
for
too.
the last game.
I do
okay.
Too, yeah.
All right, then, of course, the next game on the Big Ten schedule, 4:30 on NBC, number 2 Ohio State, number 3 Oregon, the game that a lot of people have had circled across the country. We got a 2:30 pregame show coming for you across the Oregon Sports Network. 6 o'clock on the Big Ten Network. Minnesota, 3-3, 1-2 in Big Ten play against UCLA, 1-4, 0-3 in conference action. Do the Bruins pick up their first Big Ten win in the history of the program? No. I think this is exactly the same argument why we all picked Indiana. Minnesota is going to be fired up to be playing there in the Rose Bowl at 6 o'clock. Minnesota is going to, I think, win by 10. I think Minnesota gets the victory.
Yeah, I mean, a stingy defense played really well against USC last week, and I think Minnesota's just a better team, and UCLA's struggling right now. It's funny, you mentioned, should we save the Rutgers game till last, or I thought, UCLA, Minnesota, no.
Sorry.
No.
My fault.
And nothing against UCLA. They're just not playing good football right now, and they're going to have to scratch and claw to get another 1 or 2 victories this year, and this weekend's not going to be one of them.
Minnesota's too good on defense. And in the secondary, they have 10 sacks, but they have 10 picks this year. And I think they'll stop UCLA's run game attempts, so UCLA's going to have to try to throw it, and then that's going to be more picks. And I think this is probably an easy UCLA's they're not there yet, okay? They're in a building stage, so they have not shown the ability to put it together yet, and I don't think they will. This game, coin says heads.
Heads, UCLA.
UCLA.
Home team. Well, it's interesting. Would you guys be surprised to know that odds makers only think this is about a field goal for Minnesota?
I was surprised to see that.
Yeah. Low-scoring affair, at least is what the odds makers think of this one. Dave asking a hard-hitting question on Facebook. Has there ever been a perfect week for any of you? Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This year, let's see. Jorgie and I were perfect in week 5. Jorgie and I were perfect in week 3. And, yep, that's it this year.
Didn't notice a Jerry perfect in there anymore.
Not this year.
Oh, this year.
This year. Just this
Okay,
year.
yeah.
This year. You've had perfect weeks. Yeah. Yeah. You've
why
won
I'm 3
picks.
behind.
You've won picks a lot.
I'm 3 behind.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
You are 3 behind.
By the way, a question not on there, but I had asked of me this week. Jorgie's got this going. I got this going. They wanted to know why Joey does not have a beard or goatee going.
I actually got asked that as well. And the answer is nobody asked.
I thought you were going to grow your hair out.
Yeah, so we discussed that. So Jerry is growing the beard till the last game at the end of January.
Right.
Jorgie's doing the same. My beard, your guys' looks good. Mine does not. Not a good beard. But I was going to do the hair.
Not for you to decide.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm doing the hair.
No, you need to grow the beard, then we'll decide.
When are you
going to
start?
I haven't cut it since we had the conversation.
Oh, wow. Seriously?
Yeah.
It was that short. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
It doesn't look long to me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Looks like you just recently you washed it. So.
Yeah. Well, my sister's the one that asked me to ask you. So
yeah, the hair. That's what we all decided was
okay.
grow the hair. And I told Matt Ulmer, because he's going to dye his beard green when we average 4,000 fans per volleyball match this year, and I told him I'd dye the hair green with him.
Good.
Your hair grows slow.
Boy, I don't think anyone's ever told me that.
Well, yeah, but you haven't cut it since last, March, and that's all it is?
March would be an exaggeration, but yes. Yes. I don't – that was, a month ago that we had that conversation?
Yeah, it was only a month ago. Yeah.
You guys know, though, what my hair can become.
Yeah.
It's really something.
I was hoping we had that picture prepped just to bring it back up again.
Caden's nicer than that.
Okay.
Thank you, Caden. I appreciate you. Yeah,
it was a good look, though.
My hair comes in full mop. Yeah. It's really something. I could clean a lot of dusty floors with
that's
my
a
hair.
picture.
Yeah. But no,
we'll get there.
Assuming that the hair doesn't become an unprofessional level of, I don't want to do the quack minute with a giant mop on my head.
What? But if there's a reason for it, people would accept that.
Most people wouldn't even know. They'd be like, "Who's this guy?"
Now, did we agree to go to the end of the season, or was it as long as we stayed undefeated? Now, I think you're going to go with the beard in the long run just because it looks so.
But that was the agreement. Yeah, it was until a loss.
I said, this is staying until the national championship game.
That's right. We've also grouped Alex Stimpson into it because he had once in his life a fabulous mustache. Mustache come back.
Oh, good.
Well, November.
Yeah,
month of November coming up.
It's coming back, folks.
You can do the stash.
Not well. My dad was a firefighter, and his stash is untouchable. I can't do it. I literally can't do it. So that's why we go with the hair. Grow it while I got it. Won't last forever, right?
Yeah,
Won't last forever.
Yeah.
Picks of the week brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort, best in the Northwest. Let's get a timeout. We'll come back. Last pick. We've all picked exactly the same.
Again.
You guys going to make a move? I mean, what?
I should have gambled with one.
But
I couldn't pick Washington because I know what you'd say. So.
No, I shamed him into not picking Washington.
Ever again.
And that's put the pressure on me, too. So Joey's the only one that could be a Husky lover. So.
Ooh.
I'm in it to win it.
Hell you are.
That's
Food.
true. Yeah. I'd like to redo that pick.
More to come on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
More Duck Insider from the Country Financial Studios after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I just want everyone to know, I'm only like...
How you doing with that brisket?
I'm legitimate. Jerry's is gone. I've still got 1.5 pieces left and all the bread. Jerry's got, nothing.
Piece of bread. I'll help you with yours if you want.
No, thanks. I appreciate that. Though.
Saved up for it. Well, if I had saved up for it, I'd be just munching it down too, just like you.
I don't know how you chew so fast.
I got a few years on you of practice.
Yeah.
He's not talking as much, you know.
That's right. Is that it?
I think we're talking more, and he's just eating.
I had 2 brothers and a sister in the family, so when food came around, I was the oldest. I got to it first, so I...
Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot to that.
That's what happens. Picks of the week brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort, best in the Northwest. Last pick of the day, and I skipped it unintentionally. Sorry. 9 o'clock on Big Ten Network. Wisconsin, 3-2, 1-1 in conference action. Visiting Rutgers, 4-1, 1-1 in Big Ten play. I feel like all of us have been pretty impressed with Rutgers. Mm-hmm. They're just a solid team. They're not great, you know. They're not going to wow you and blow you away, but they win close games. They're disciplined, and that's why I'm going to defer.
Oh, just getting ready to say, oh, you didn't use your deferral. You sneaky.
Can he use it?
Depends on whether we voted or not. Yeah, you can use it.
I just like to remind everybody that while I was gone, these guys tried to vote in a free game for themselves.
We didn't try to. We did.
We're not
I mean, I gave it back.
Then we gave it back.
Because I lost it. So, or, you know, Oregon against Bay, and I lost that one too. That's why I'm 2 behind. So, okay, so you're going to defer it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a smart thing to do.
You're right. You're exactly right. Rutgers has been impressive. They've played some really good football. They've played really good defense is the thing. I mean, even at Nebraska here recently, low-scoring game, just couldn't put enough points on the board. But I do feel, again, it's that home field away game. You know, playing the away games versus playing at home makes a difference. And I think Wisconsin at Rutgers gives Rutgers the advantage. They played well at home. They beat Washington at home, which was a tight game and impressive victory based on how good Washington's playing. I'm taking the home team. I think that's. I don't want to say that's a safe pick. I think Rutgers is better at home anyway. So I'm going with the safe pick and what I think is a better team.
Okay. Not so fast,
okay.
my friend.
There it is.
He's going to make a little. No,
I'm not changing. I just wanted to use that line.
Okay.
Not so. I never haven't used that line.
Okay.
Rutgers is going to have to depend on the run. If they can run the ball, then it's not a contest. They got to keep the ball away from Wisconsin, but Wisconsin doesn't have a great passing game, so they got to run the ball too. I think this is a low-scoring ball game. No impressive wins for Wisconsin, though. When you look at their schedule, they haven't really impressed me against anybody. So being at home, Rutgers, with I think a solid football team. I'm going to go with Rutgers as well. Let me see some guts.
So here's.
You can give him the nuts so fast.
You got to flip the coin first.
Oh.
So, man.
We're getting into his head.
Go ahead.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Wasn't even a good flip. Heads.
Heads?
Yeah, home team.
You sure?
Positive. That's a duck.
Rutgers is the pick. So here's what Vegas thought this week. 10.5, 3, 2, 3.5, 22.5, 3, 3.5. This was by far, according to the odds makers, the most difficult week of picks we've had so far. Also, next week, guys, we will have picked more games this season than we ever picked in an entire season.
Isn't that amazing?
Non-conference, so
in the
many
Pac-12.
games, yeah.
So if the season ended today or after this upcoming week, that'd be normally how many games we've picked. And this was far and away the toughest week, at least according to the odds makers, for picks. And all of us are going to take the exact same teams.
You're not going to deviate. No. Okay.
I like Rutgers in this game. So Wisconsin's losses, I mean, they got smoked by Alabama, a good team, right? I think losing at USC, that's why I'm not going to take them on the road. I felt like in that USC game, the Trojans really controlled it, and now we've seen that the Trojans have a few more issues maybe than we saw early. Wisconsin, to your point, Jerry, has not won any impressive games. Rutgers, the one loss was in a game that the Scarlet Knights might tell you they should have won.
Oh, I would agree.
You know, so I just think the home team, I think that matters. I really feel like that game at Nebraska, they had so many chances last week, and it was on the road. If that game's at home, maybe Rutgers wins it. I do tend to be somebody that in these anticipated close games, I pick the home team in college football. I'm going Rutgers. That was a really boring pickup.
If we could go back and do over again, I might pick Washington. If it were at Washington. So I think that's the determining factor in a lot of these games.
Yeah.
The home team is going to have a 3-point home field advantage in most cases.
And I should say, like the road team that is favored in all these close matchups, it's by like a field goal. This is going to be, it's anticipated at least to be a great week.
Fun weekend.
For Big Ten football. So back-to-back weeks, we go identical. Maryland, Minnesota, Penn State, Illinois, Iowa, Rutgers. I'll take it.
Going to have to start gambling here one of these weeks.
Nah.
Got to catch up.
Still early. Only halfway through.
Still early.
Yeah.
I would like to remind you I had a 3-pick lead a few years ago. Lost it last week.
I remember that.
Yeah. Lost it in the last week.
Because we gambled. You went safe and we gambled.
I did go safe in a few of those.
Yeah.
Learned my lesson. Maybe. We'll see.
Now we'll see. Get a big enough lead and you can do that.
Right.
Go safe.
Yeah,
This is fun. This is fun.
We'll see. All right, picks of the week are brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort, best in the Northwest. It's Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Our final timeout. We're back to the Country Financial Studios. Some final thoughts. Oregon, Ohio State. Keep it here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. A lot going on around Oregon athletics, and this morning, an individual winner and a team runner-up for the women of Oregon at the Dellinger. Eugene's own Maddie Elmore got the dub. Yeah. Ducks as a team finished second this morning, and then unofficial team results for the men finishing second at the Dellinger. Oregon track and field and cross country. You don't get a lot of cross country action in this area, ironically, and there's only a limited number of events over the course of the fall. Ducks finishing second for both the men and the women this morning. Oregon soccer with a draw against number 5 Michigan State last night. Oregon volleyball coming off a sweep. Both of those teams are in action at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Oregon softball also has a fall ball exhibition at 3 o'clock on Sunday. And then all eyes starting at 6 a.m. ESPN's College Game Day here on the University of Oregon campus. Parking lots again opening at 10:30, and then we anticipate a raucous crowd when the Ducks take on Ohio State. It's going to be fun, guys. Number 3 Oregon versus number 2 Ohio State. You look at the history. There's been some recent history between these two teams, but there's never been a top 3 matchup at Autzen Stadium.
That is remarkable.
Yeah.
That is remarkable. I remember when Oregon, Jorgie, remember this, Oregon played BYU. I think BYU was number 2. Yeah. Ty Detmer won the Heisman Trophy that year. I don't think Oregon was in the top 20 in that game. And Oregon upset BYU, but there have been other times when Oregon's been in the top 20 in Washington or USC or somebody would come into the top 5 or top 2, but never 2-3. I mean, this is the highest-ranked, biggest game. Herb Yamanaka was quoted on the Big Ten Network this week as saying this is the biggest game since he's been at Oregon. Yep. And he got off the arc with Noah. So that should give you an idea how long it's been.
Right, yeah. Herb's been...
What? He's seen it all.
He's seen it all.
I mean, he's
seen it all.
He's seen everything. He's done every job in the University of Oregon Athletic Department. And, I mean, if you go by the rankings, it is the biggest. And, it's kind of ironic, guys. A lot of people have asked me, biggest game at Autzen since. And that question's come up a lot. And also, though, it's the first year of the 12-team college football playoff. I mean, a few years ago, last year, we might have said, well, this is a playoff game. I think it still is in a lot of ways, but it certainly has big implications over the course of the season. But it also is just fun, I think, to get these meetings in the regular season. That's part of the Big Ten realignment.
No, it really is, and to me, it's not. I want to say it's unfair, But I've had a lot of people this week say, is this the biggest ever since you've been here? And I say, to me, it's generational. I mean, I can go back to the Kenny Wheaton pick in the Washington game. We didn't know it was going to be that big until the game was over. Oregon beating UCLA, the goalpost coming down, the students carrying them out. We went to the Freedom Bowl. That was the biggest. And then as you go through the years, Jorgie, you just keep adding those big games. So we've had big games. This is the biggest up to this point.
I'm glad you said something about the BYU matchup, because to me, big is what you end up kind of define it to be. Whether Oregon is ranked 5, 1, 2, 6, whatever it is, I always feel like big is who's in town.
Yeah.
Whether it's BYU or whether it's Michigan State 10 years ago, or the games that they used to have with Stanford back in 2010, 2011, when it was always a top 5 matchup in here, or Palo Alto, particularly here. Civil War games. The war for the roses, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, those were big games because of who was in town, regardless of Oregon's ranking.
I think that, and also
Michigan.
Jerry, you brought Michigan. Yeah, Jerry, you brought up a great point that it also is big in the context of the season, and we don't know how big it is yet. Just like the pick, right?
That's right.
The pick, it took years to realize maybe how significant
that's a great point.
Was, right? So it's in the context of the whole season. Now, we all talk about that. What the Ducks have been talking about this week is staying neutral, right? Next game is always the biggest one, because you could win this game and then go on the road next week and lose, and then this game ain't so big anymore, right?
Yeah.
That's why the coaches have the messaging that they do. I've talked about that a lot this week. I think staying neutral, and that's where I say handling those sudden changes in a game, that mental toughness that comes with a game like this. And also have some fun if you're at Autzen Stadium.
Oh, yeah. I think we all will.
Yeah.
I know we all will.
Yeah.
No doubt.
You guys know, I've said this a lot. The broadcasters sound good when the team's good.
It's been true through the years. And for you fans who are watching, and you're going to be there tomorrow watching, there are going to be moments in this game that don't go well.
Yep.
It's not that they're not going to be those moments. It's how well you respond to those moments and come back. So I think that you're going to see both teams suffer some situations where their fans are going to go, oh, no. But the teams don't do, oh, no. The teams go, all right, here we go. We got to get it back. So I think that's important, how Oregon handles the situations when something doesn't go well.
Couple final thoughts, keys to the game, Jorgie.
Play a complete game. I don't think this team has played a complete game yet.
It's true.
There's just too many holes here and there when you get to this level of a game to not play a complete game. And I'm hoping that, and I know this is what these guys have been working on, and the standard is to play a complete game. You have to against Ohio State. You have to play that good a game in a game like this. You're not going to get away with mistakes.
Yeah, mistakes. Don't lay the ball down. Don't throw the ball away.
Turnovers are a big deal.
Don't take away one of your opportunities to score.
Turnovers, massive deal. I agree. Haven't played a complete game. Imagine if they do play a complete game. Yeah. What a day. I got to finish my brisket.
I'll help if you want.
Nope.
Okay.
He's Jorgie, Jerry.
It's the 5th time
Joey
you've
Mack.
offered that.
I know.
Thanks to the whole Quack Video crew for hanging out. Going to be a good day. We'll see you at 6 a.m. on campus.
Just take a bite of it right now.
2:30 pregame.
Distracted.
Just take a bite.
Bye.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have